Hello and welcome to our interesting skill mastery unleash webinar where each and everyone gets to understand the pain points that you go through when you are facing the challenges that you need to conquer to get to that point of triumph. Because when you get to that point of triumph at skill mastery, you now start seeing that we now start seeing that okay, you have time crunch on your hand. You also have motivating dips. You also have overwhelming feeling. Now, overwhelming feeling in the sense that um, you might try to start a particular course, and then that particular course becomes much more extremely difficult for you to be able to understand. And then you might even need a third party to say that, okay, this course is very difficult for me to understand. How then do I become one that is at really, really good synergy with this course? So sometimes you might need a mentor, you might need a friend that has gone ahead, but then these two people would help you to calm that overwhelming feeling that you are having. Another thing too that can happen is the fact that we're having high level of impatience, and because you can have high level of impatience. How do I mean? You want to be a pro now, now, now. Does this sound familiar with any one of you? Because you want to be a pro now, 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 you might start saying that you might find yourself losing that type of patience. Because I mean, for myself, there was a time I pinned on. If you go to my Twitter, you will see my journey to learning or building Web3 applications in the next 9 months. Now, as an electrical electronics engineer, I've been in business, I've been successful in business, but I've never really programmed a lot of applications myself. However, because I'm in tech, it requires for me to know some level of applications, some level of programming. And when I said some level of programming, we we so our guest just messaged now that is having a bit of difficulty joining because of the network issues we're having here in Nigeria. But let's see while he joins us. Um, Still try. So he's trying to join. So let's see. Once he's able to connect, then he would come on with a high level of energy. Um, he join. We go live. So once you join, we add you. So he's trying to connect. So let's see what you can do to navigate the level of. So so you can imagine being in a third world country like Nigeria, and one that's in a third world country like Nigeria, you need to be able to go beyond um, things like financial hurdles. A couple of people might not have been able to join this webinar today, maybe because they don't have data. A couple of people might not actually go in the level of mastering some particular skill set because they are facing financial hurdles. Financial hurdles in terms of buying the courses itself. Some courses, when you find them online, they are possibly about $100. Some courses, when you find them online, they are possibly about $50. The average Nigerian gets about $1. There is a saying that some part of Nigeria, there are people that use like $1 for their whole activities in a whole day, and that might now say that okay, financial hurdles is becoming a thing that is stopping skill mastery and acquisition. Okay, how about if it is an online course? You might need another to cross another financial hurdle of maybe even the data and all of those things that you need to learn. A couple of people might wanted to have been in this skill webinar today, but because of financial hurdles, a couple of them might not have crossed. And this now becomes one of the pain points that you are facing to actually become a master of the skill that you really, really want to master. Another thing that might have happened is the fact that you have self doubt. So recently, with the rise of artificial intelligence, I decided to pivot a little bit into understanding what artificial intelligence can do in synergy with the blockchain. So how do we automate most blockchain processes, most DeFi processes with using artificial intelligence to see that we can win way much more better. So as you know, that drove me into a journey where I just released one of my book, which is my third book now, which is from code to consciousness, bridging the gap between humans and artificial intelligence for extremely powerful results. Because we're bridging the gap of AI and humans for extremely powerful results, that's self-doubt that, okay, I've never really done anything with artificial intelligence. What do I do? How do I start this journey? But then on my road to mastery, because in the words of a very wise man, Albert Einstein, he said, mastery demands all of you or none of you. Mastery demands all of you or none of you. And when I got into the space and started writing about artificial intelligence, how do we now move from conscious learning machines to using code to be able to transfer those consciousness and seeing that they are able to remember, we go from regenerative, from generative AI to artificial intelligence that are able to now learn and reinforce learning. And I saw that, wow, this self-doubt that I might have had that I've not really done anything with artificial intelligence before, I'm starting to destroy those self-doubt. And today, we have that particular book, From Code to Consciousness, out and ready for what? For you guys to be able to see that you order and gain your own skill set to it. We've also seen that, okay, just like you've seen, artificial intelligence is said might take a lot of jobs, but in self-doubt, conquering self-doubt and the ability to be able to gain mastery, what I've done is that we've seen that even in our processes here, in what we do with our company, we've been able to optimize so many of those processes using high level of artificial intelligence. So another thing too, that a lot of people that want to go in the ladder of mastering skill is the fact that they have high level of time crunch. Some of you might be um, people that have double jobs. You might be interested in understanding going in a particular direction for your vision, and then maybe you are working in a place that might not even allow you to gain enough time to gain that level of mastery. So, what do you do in this particular scenario? There is need for a high level of motivation, right? But then you must now start to see that you manage your own time. You must see that you manage your time. Now, when you manage your time in such a way that you can balance your skills, right? And then you now have to see that, okay, the skills that you have and you are trying to balance, and you want to use to gain extra time to learn this new skill set so that you can actually 10x your income or whatever it is that you're earning before. You say, okay, how do I put this into calendar? I need to do this on so and so day, this on so and so day. Because I tell you the truth, putting things into calendar helps to fast track the time frame of what you can deliver. When you fast track the time frame of what you can deliver, you can now see that you actually set a time that on Friday this week I'm going to achieve so and so thing, and on your calendar by Friday this week you would have actually what achieved those things, and because you have actually achieved those things by Friday this week, you would be happy and feeling what fulfilled. So using a calendar, especially to solve the pain point of time crunch, is what is extremely helpful. So sometimes it might be a what I call a plateau roadblock. When I say a plateau roadblock, um, in your progress, I've taken courses a lot of times, right? And having taken those courses, what I saw is that in my progress, maybe I've gotten to module 4, module 6, and then maybe something happens. Maybe my younger brother needs to do something, maybe a marriage, maybe I see one family member needs to be getting married in so and so day, maybe I have a church commitment to have this or that, and maybe I leave that thing, right? The energy I used in starting that course might not be the same energy that I have when I'm coming back to that course. I wanted to complete it. So at this point in time, I have a plateau roadblock of energy difference. So that energy gap, I need to be able to gather that high level of morale, that level of motivation again to see that I can finish up that course that would see that I achieve another level of skill mastery. So these few points are some of the pain points that you might be experiencing on your own journey to skill mastery. And it's something that I resonate with whatever you are experiencing. And because I resonate with whatever you are experiencing, I want to tell you that we can do this together because I've gone through it and I've been able to succeed out of it. So what do you do to be able to see that you can have a very successful learning process? See that you do high level of group projects. So anytime there is something related to you mastering a skill and there's a group project that is called, sometimes energy, when you rub off energy on each other, it enables you to give yourself that inspiration to complete the journey. Then you must also see that you identify your skills and set some of your goals. So how do you identify some of your skills and set goals for mastery? You can take things like skill challenges or skill test challenge. And if you take things like skill test challenge, you will see that, okay, I'm able to actually um, understand some of these are the places that I have high level of strength in my assessment. You can also set specific goals and ask feedback from others. Say, okay, what do you think I have expertise in your in your 4 years of knowing me as my friend, as my family, as a colleague? What feedback do you have from me? What do you think I have high level of mastery in? And then this feedback from your colleagues will enable you to be able to identify your skills. You can also reflect on your past experiences and say, okay, I'm thinking about the things that I've been good with in the past. And because I'm thinking about the things that I've been good with in the past, what did I succeed in school with? And when you can reflect on these past experiences, you will now see that you are actually discovering and identifying some of these skills. And then you now start setting goals to be able to overcome some of the challenges we made mention of earlier, which are time crunch, and see that those setbacks, right? You can be able to stay motivated and focused. So, how do I stay motivated and focused in the midst of some of these uncertainties? For me, I stay motivated and focused in the midst of these uncertainties by knowing that um, this mastery that I want to gain at the moment, what will be the bigger good of it? If I am able to gain this mastery at this moment, in the next 3 months, in the next 1 year, in the next 5 years, will I become better at my craft? Will I be able to charge more for the services that I offer? So that helps me to stay motivated and focused in being able to achieve any level of mastery that I want. Then you must understand that it is not okay to learn it, to go through the materials and then not apply it. You must apply what you have learned, right, to your work and your life. How do you apply what you have learned to your work and to your life? Like, for example, about 8 months ago, I got deep into understanding how to communicate much more effectively using public speaking style. Also using things like storytelling, demonstrative techniques, examples, and all of those things. And I've started applying it. A couple of you that are on this webinar today, you got into this webinar from the storytelling technique that I used in terms of the advert and the campaign. And using that storytelling technique in terms of the advert and the campaign, I have seen that I am applying what I'm learning. And because I'm applying what I'm learning to my work and my life, it is helping me to stay motivated because I'm seeing results coming out of it, and I'm able to overcome this challenge because I'm actually doing. As I'm doing, yes, there might be times that you are failing, but you are actually learning from these different levels of what of failures. And because you're actually learning from these different level of failures, you will see that after a while, you would have identified your skills and you would have smashed all of your goals for what? For mastery. So, um, one major thing that you must understand is that in this evolving world of certifications, of degree, of tech mastery, one of the major things that you must do is to be able to see that you evolve with where technology is going to. And because you want to evolve with where technology is going to, you see that we've been able to develop high level of skill set mastery for the underdeveloped African community because we truly believe in the potentials of Africans to contribute to a fast changing global economy. What we've done here at Vorem is to see that we develop not just you understanding what is blockchain, but to have the skill set to be able to develop the business use cases around what? Around blockchain as a technology. We've also seen that you develop the skill set to be able to see that okay, as a programmer, how do I jumpstart the process of starting from the scratch? Maybe using artificial intelligence to help yourself go into what we call no code type of coding, right? And then be able to 10x your results in terms of developing products faster, be able to use artificial intelligence to help you what stand out in the coding industry. And that's you can find if you quickly go on our platform, which is vorem.co, and log in. Once you log in, once you create an account, you log in, you get a confirmation email. That confirmation email that you must have gotten, you would quickly be able to gain access after you confirm. Then you go to explore courses and pick any course of your choice to be able to start climbing your ladder to what? To skill mastery. As you know, there's a shift from a degree empowered economy to a skilled economy, and blockchain skills and artificial intelligence skill actually makes all the difference. And because these skills make all the difference, we've gotten involved in technologies of the future. And with these technologies of the future that we've gotten involved in, we want to see that whatever it is that scales you beyond the pain points that will lead you into you mastering your skill as an ambitious young learner is no longer what a problem. So after this webinar, give us your feedbacks, give us your comments on which of the skills you might want to quickly get into, you want to learn, which one of them is good for you to progress in terms of your career. What are you doing now? So you can decide that I want to go into blockchain for technicals. I want to go into blockchain for non-technical. So if you are going into blockchain for technical, maybe you are the guy that is going into the solidity. You are going into the fact that you want to understand what EVM is. If you are going to blockchain that's for non-technicals, you can be a writer, like this media setup that was done here. You can be a blockchain media person, and these are blockchain for non-technicals. That and then you start mastering the skill of okay, how do I understand what Web3 is? How do I use it for overlays in blockchain videos, blockchain content? And this way, you will see that you are gaining some level of what of skill mastery. When you want to also go into blockchain for technicals, let's say you are one that has high level of editing skill sets, you can also decide that okay, let me go now into the creative side, which is the NFTs, the 2D designs, 3D designs, and then you are able to also maximize that part for your own what for your own skill mastery. My very good friends, today we've been able to tackle the pain points that are on the way to each and every one of a young, ambitious learner's pathway to skill mastery. Network has been terrible for us. We've been unable to get a live join from our host, we'll look out for a way to be able to reschedule for another time. But until next time, my very good friends, see you.